Hey guys, welcome back. This is Storm and this is episode 175 of our single player Tiveden world. Well, it's raining and I'm going to guess it's going to start storming. It's just my luck that when it rains and it's night time, we end up with a thunderstorm, but we're going to see how we go. It is dark and gloomy. It is the swamp village. I mean, this is the kind of weather I would expect to have in the swamp village, but yeah. Anyway, so we are here. We are working on some new structures. So we'll come up with this stable design. Yeah, I had a few goes at trying to make something look half decent. I don't really experiment with things like a building like this in a creative world first. I just build it straight into survival. So I might make mistakes. I might make a few alterations to a building as we go, and that's why you saw me tear it down in that time lapse and then start again. It does look pretty similar to the original one I created, but yeah, with a few subtle changes. Now, we have this path that's pretty well lit up, and that's because I've hidden in lighting with the redstone lamps underneath these blocks. So yeah, when you've got a path block where you expose a couple of pixels between these blocks and this block, you can hide in some lighting. And I've used that elsewhere. Oh, just stopped raining. I've used it elsewhere in our swamp village, and just helps to hide the light sources but keep things lit up. So eventually we should be able to get most of this lit up. I don't know, we'll see, but it's pretty dangerous. I mean, I've just died from a creeper blast. So yeah, I'm certainly not immune to dying in this game, and in particular in this swamp village, but we'll get there in the end. So yeah, this has come out okay. We also have this thing. It's just some extra details. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm trying to keep things still a little bit quirky, and that's why this is not exactly square. It may not look like that on first glance, but this is not centered. The center is kind of halfway between these two blocks. Because we have the wall pulled back one block all around these sides, but not on this side. And you can see that because we've got the upside down stairs all the way around here, but then just along here we have the trapdoors. And a key reason why I wanted that is just so we can not have the spruce look of the texture on top of these blocks. I thought that combined with the path block just looked too similar, so I wanted the grass there, and that meant we couldn't have this to be exactly square. But I think this is going to work out better anyway, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll probably have to put just something back here. It's a bit dark down the back of that corner, but yeah, little things we can finish off once we have the main structures underway. And speaking of structures, we are going to build two new structures now. I was thinking we should have something with like an archway or just maybe a connecting balcony or something where the path can be still kind of masked between structures, so you don't see directly in towards this tower or the other buildings. Kind of like we've achieved here, where the line of sight gets broken up. So when you're walking through, you don't instinctively look to the sides, and when you do, you realize there's other structures and other interesting things to look at. So the path kind of draws you in one direction, but there's interesting things around you as well. So that's what we're going to attempt here. We'll have something that can allow us to have the path come through, connect up with maybe these sections and this path down here, and yeah, we'll try and make it look half decent. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I haven't built anything, haven't experimented with anything, but I feel like the buildings will have to be small, probably not houses. And the only other thing I had thought of was maybe using dark prismarine for the roof, trying to tie in these buildings, maybe with this building. So this is what we've come up with. A couple of towers joined together with these kind of balcony designs. And we have these odd gaps. And that was a bit of a strange problem to try and solve when I was building this thing. Because I wanted to have these trapdoors as much as I could on the outside of the block. So if we wanted to put something here, we could, because there's now a full block all around here. But that meant where we have this kind of pattern, without making it a full right angle, we can't put down a trapdoor here. We can't put it on the outside because that interrupts... Ooh. Now that I think about it, we could move this one in and then put this one on the outside there. Okay, I just solved the problem. But maybe we won't solve it. Maybe we will leave it like this because I think this is quirky. I feel like this fits the theme of this village of having these gaps. So yeah, I mean, I just like the look of it. So yeah, it's like something's wrong, but you don't know exactly what is wrong. But it's an easy way to get down. So maybe we will leave it. Now, I don't know what we're going to put in here, but I do feel like we could change things yet again, and maybe we could make an entranceway at the base here. Although, yeah, I don't know, maybe we could put a trapdoor or something to cover up that glowstone. But yeah, having like a doorway there could be a good look. Yeah, let's go grab some materials and do that. And I'm also thinking of having a doorway over here. So we'll have something come out over the water. In fact, what do I have on me? Not a lot. Let's just try something here. And you might notice I've also extended these blocks all the way down to the bottom of the water here. I did just switch the block type as well. I put in dark oak logs. And I thought that would be a nice weathered kind of look or a watered look. So it switches between the dark oak and the spruce just to keep things a little bit special, a little bit unique. And then if we were to remove that and then come on in, maybe we could make that work. And then I don't know if we will need trapdoors. Maybe we will on the outsides to create some kind of railing design. It might look too strange, but we'll just see. I mean, it doesn't look weird at all from this side. That's not too bad. Now, do we put a railing here or not? Maybe we don't need to. We could just fill this in as well. Yeah, not sure. We'll leave it like that for the time being. Now, I think a dark oak door here looks best. And we are going to switch out this stripped bit of wood with just a upside down stair. It helps to set back the entrance there. That looks good. Now, I don't think there's enough space in here to create a decent spiral staircase, so we'll just put in some ladders to get up to the top. We could put in a bubble column. We would have put that over there. Then switch this one out. Like so. Helps to bring that in. Now, I can't put grass path blocks there though. So maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe we should at least have a couple of blocks here that are also grass. Just to help blend that in. Yeah, that looks a bit better. So we have these slime blocks up the top. And I was doing this to allow light to come through, but maybe having an emerald block is a little bit more fitting, given that we will eventually have villagers in here as well. So having something like this will look good. For now, I'm just going to put a button on top just to help blend this in. I mean, I might switch that out for something else, but you know what? We need some kind of detailing. And then up here, we've got also these slime blocks. Now we're letting light come through. You can see we've got the glowstone behind that. And that's enough to really light up all of this balcony. We don't even need these lanterns, and I could even remove those in the future. And I've decided the future is now. So let's go switch these out anyway. We're going to put in a slab on top. I think that will allow a little bit of the spruce logs to come through. We'll add a little bit more of a texture change, a bit of color variation. That should make it look a little bit better. Let's do that on all sides. We'll check this out before we do this other one. Make sure everything looks good. All right, let's, where are we going to check this out from? Maybe over here. Yep, I like that better. Now for the interior of these two towers, I was thinking of a fisherman and a farmer arrangement. So one tower can be themed after one and the other one after the other. So yeah, I think that will look okay. Now for this top section, this is where we have a lot more space, and I feel like we could be a little bit more adventurous with what kind of decorations we're going to go for. Now I was thinking of a mini market. So this is going to be an area where we can have some flowers, stalls, maybe we'll add in some smokers, some baked goods. Those kind of little details will help fill out an area. Now we do have some narrow pathways. The wider section is only 3 blocks, so I can't do too many sections where there's full blocks on either side. It's just going to make this a bit narrow to walk through, so we'll have to try and just balance that out a little bit. But I'm going to experiment with this, see what we can come up with. I've brought up a whole bunch of my supplies, so that will help with just grabbing what we need and building along. But it is a small space, so we might have some constraints with what we can achieve, but let's give it a good go. So we now have a market up and running. You can see we've got a good mix of materials and trading goods up here. Nice and colourful, lots of details, and I like it. It is a little cramped, but I do like it. It gives me a little market feel. And I was experimenting with a few different things, like creating barrels of honeycomb. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I thought that could add some colour up here. And we've got some honey, and then I brought over some bottles as well. It's a shame you can't put these bottles inside brewing stands, but yeah. Anyway, not much I can do about that. And I was also contemplating, could we try and capture a chicken up here? That's what I'm going to try. Now, I'm pretty sure if I put a trapdoor there, when I open that, is that going to come off? The item frame? Well, yeah, it is. Okay. We can't do that. Now, maybe we don't want to use a cauldron down here. Let's put that away. Now, I want to grab a composter. I'm going to try, whoops, that is not the composter. Alright, so we now have this container. Does this work? Have you guys tried this before? I haven't, and I'm going to see, does it work? Is that chicken going to stay in there? I don't know, we'll have to let it grow up. At the moment it looks pretty good in there. It's a shame we can't see in from the sides. I was, yeah, maybe we could use trapdoors to do that, but we need extra blocks to put trapdoors on all the sides to make it look like a box. I mean, we could put it even over here and move this over there. Anyway, we'll let this guy grow up and just see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't get popped out. Oh, okay. Is he staying in there? I think he is. I don't feel like I'm interacting with him. We'll just have to see what will happen to that chicken. Will he stay in there, or will he somehow get ejected out, particularly when he grows up? I feel like if I open this lid, he's just going to jump out. Alright, we'll leave this guy in there. Now, as I was building this, we had a bit of a visitor. So, yeah, I was just grabbing some extra resources from our chests and whatnot over there, and then a villager, or a illager patrol rather, stopped on by, so we managed to get a couple extra of these villagers around the place. So that all worked out quite well in the end, and we have these guys secured in a couple of boats. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these guys. Every now and then I like to replenish my stock of these pillagers, make sure all their crossbows are broken off. I'm sure that's going to be patched in the game at some point, so I'm kind of collecting as many of these guys as I can at the moment. And I'll probably let them wander around free at some point. But for now, we're just keeping them secured away. So that's pretty cool. We've got a couple extra of these guys, whoops, around the place. Now, as for other things, I mean, this market, maybe this is a bit of a hindsight situation, but how are our patrons supposed to get up there? I mean, you can enter through here with these trapdoors, but that's not that elegant, right? So you need probably a better way to get up there. Now, I was first thinking, we've got this space, maybe we could put in some kind of elevator situation, or make this step down, then come around and bend down this way. And then I was looking at this thing. Do you know how I was mentioning, what should we do with this? Should we have water flowing out of it, or just use it as some kind of little bridge? But as I stand over here, could I connect that up to there? Will that look too strange? Now, I'll probably have to have some kind of support pillar in the middle, but maybe we could make that work. Well, as it turns out, this could definitely be workable because there's only a 1 block height difference between this platform and this balcony. Although I don't like the way it's working at the moment. I feel like this is just too far. It's too extreme of a right angle. This is just coming out too far into the lake. Doesn't look too bad when you're up on there, but when you look from the side, whoa, from down here, yeah, I feel like this is just coming out too far. So we're going to break this up into 2. I'm going to have maybe one section here like bend out and go down that way. And then we'll have a platform, not like this, but maybe a smaller version of that right around here. So we'll have this come across, connect up with that. Then it will go and connect up to there. Yeah, that's what we're currently thinking. So check it out, we now have our centralized pillar in place with a suspended berry bush in front of it. That just helps to break up all the darkness of the trapdoors, the spruce logs. It looks good though, I do like that contrast with the colors, and it looks even better around on this angle. When we come around here, yeah, I just really like that look with the greens and the reds and how nicely lit up that is. And that's lit up, whoa, you're loud. That's lit up because we have a jack-o'-lantern right there. So that's allowing us to keep this whole area nice and bright. But it does look good, and that now successfully connects up this platform with this one. So that's worked out quite nicely. Now let's go up and check up on our chicken. See if that is still inside the composter. Look at that. Our chicken is happy in there. Who would have thought? Yeah, look at how excited you are. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure if I open this trapdoor, you're going to just instantly jump out. So we'll have to leave this closed. But that's a pretty cool look. We can have our market selling chickens up here. Live trade, livestock. But yeah, that works quite well. Do need to clean this up, make it all nice and pretty again. Our shulker bot situation here just keeps growing and getting out of control, but that's part of the fun of when you build with all these different blocks and different looks of buildings around here. What does it look like from here? I think it looks good. At night time, it's nice how it kind of lights up and glows there. Yeah, I really think that worked out quite nicely. Alright, I'm going to leave the episode here. Thank you for watching. You'll have to let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you like these buildings? Would you do anything different? And what would you build next if you were me? You'll have to let me know. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you guys again very soon in the next one. Cheers.